Hello everyone, myself Lucid Patel. Here I present my research assignment on indigenous medicines in Canada. Slide shows what is traditional medicine. The challenges of researching traditional medical practice is the lack of consistency and clarity in the terminology used by authors to describe various beliefs and practices. Of all the literature reviewed, only a handful of sources offer general description of the characteristics of traditional. When reviewing the literature, it is important to consider 2 points. The term "traditional" is a British colonial concept, disliked by many indigenous groups. Most indigenous groups would have relied on a complex set of medical practice and beliefs referred to as simply as medicines. The World Health Organization defines traditional medicine as the sum total of knowledge, skill, and practices based on the theories, beliefs, and experiences indigenous to different cultures, whether applicable or not, used in maintenance of health as well as in the prevention, diagnosis, improvement, or treatment of physical and mental illness. Yes, forests have long played an integral role in supporting the lives of indigenous peoples, meet their physical, cultural, spiritual, and material needs. Traditional knowledge related to medicinal plants has been instrumental in the survival and well-being of indigenous people for thousands of years. The use of medical plants has been a part of people's healing tradition worldwide, probably from humans' earliest beginnings. Among indigenous peoples in Canada, the origin of some medical application is chronicled in stories, such as in the Sixican narrative of how a woman named Last Calf, who had tuberculosis, gave food to a beaver, who in turn gifted her with a vision of cure for her ailment. With Europeans and other newcomers arriving in Canada, they quickly learned about adopted many of the plant medicines used by indigenous peoples. New diseases were also introduced by the Europeans. Sometimes called the land of much geography and little history, Canada is blessed with an immense forest endowment. The circumpolar forest is the most extensive territorial biome in the world, encompassing some 14 million kilometers square and 32% of the Earth's forest cover. Canada's forests have long played an integral role in supporting the lives of indigenous people, meeting their physical, cultural, spiritual, and material needs. Indigenous communities possess their own traditional knowledge that contribute to a broader understanding of native plant species, many of which have yet to be studied by Western scientists. For indigenous people in Canada and elsewhere in the world, the line between food and medicines is blurred. There is a notable overlap between plant species that are edible and those with recognized medical qualities. All different parts of the plant, roots, and underground parts, bark, leaves, buds, flowers, fruits, and sap or pitch, have had recognized medical uses, and there are many different modes of preparing and applying them. Medicinal plants contain a range of diverse organic compounds, including alkaloids, glycosides, tannins, flavonoids, resins, and volatiles. The quantity of this compound vary with the lifestyle stages, plant part, location, and genetic makeup of plants, as well as what the weather was like recently and which plants are growing nearby. The specific compound may interact in different ways to produce therapeutic effects. Medical plants are treated with great reverence and respect in acknowledgement of their gifts and service to people. Healers carefully prepare themselves from their work and follow strict cultural protocols relating to harvesting, preparing, and administering their medicines. Although some types of healing require particular spiritual preparation, traditional healers and shamans in Canada have not relied on mind alternating plants or mushrooms to the same extent as in part of Central and South America. Here I put some common medicinal plants used in Canada by the indigenous people as a medicines. The first is balsam fir, yarrow, American sweet flag, elders, wormwood, wild ginger. dogwood, cowpath juniper, field mint, devil's club, and white spruce. Thanks.